Every age tells itself that it is different, more advanced, more enlightened. Beyond the old need for myth and model, it tells itself that heroes are relics of a violent past, that strength is primitive, that sacrifice is unnecessary, that order will sustain itself without men willing to stand in its defense. Every age that tells itself this is wrong, because every age, without exception, is only ever one generation away from chaos. Heroes are not decorations of history. Heroes are not cultural ornaments, they are instructional figures. They teach how courage looks under pressure, how duty behaves when it is costly, how fear is mastered rather than obeyed, how sacrifice is chosen rather than romanticized. A hero is not someone who feels no fear. A hero is someone who acts despite it, and that lesson never becomes obsolete. Civilizations rise, stabilize, and then grow comfortable. Comfort breeds forgetfulness. Forgetfulness breeds fragility. The heroic figure returns in story because reality will eventually demand him again. War will come. Disaster will come. Collapse will come. Moral crisis will come. Predation will come. Not always in the same form, but always in substance. And when it does, societies that no longer remember how to honor courage must relearn it through suffering instead of story. When heroism is deconstructed without being replaced, something dangerous occurs. Men are taught to critique rather than act, to observe rather than intervene, to question every form of authority but offer none of their own, to seek safety rather than responsibility. A culture of spectators emerges. Spectators do not build. They do not hold lines. They do not protect. They do not endure. They comment while others bleed. True heroes are not admired because they dominate. They are remembered because they carry weight. They accept responsibility without applause, consequence without excuse, isolation without resentment, sacrifice without guarantee of reward. They do what must be done when others cannot or will not. This is not a role that disappears with progress. It becomes more necessary as complexity increases. Children instinctively seek heroes, not because they crave fantasy, but because they crave orientation. They want to know, what does strength look like? What does courage sound like? What does honor cost? What do you do when the world becomes dangerous? Remove heroes, and children do not become peaceful. They become unprepared. They will still face monsters, real ones, human ones, internal ones, without having been shown how to stand. The old stories did not promise safety. They promised struggle. They did not hide cost. They taught that evil exists, chaos returns, duty demands sacrifice, order must be defended. Courage is learned, not granted. The hero was not a fantasy. He was a warning and a standard. Every age produces its own form of the hero. The hero does not always carry a sword. Sometimes he carries a rifle, sometimes a badge, sometimes a hammer, sometimes a pen, sometimes a child in his arms through fire. The form changes, the function does not, to stand between what is fragile and what would destroy it. Because no system is permanent, no peace is automatic, no order sustains itself. Heroes exist because reality eventually demands someone to step forward, someone to accept cost, someone to bear responsibility, someone to act when hesitation would be easier. This is not romantic. It is structural.